This is Audrey Timmons with an exclusive report from the heart of Monster Island, a top-secret military installation devoted to the containment and study of the world's most dangerous creatures. The devastation you're witnessing is the direct result of actions taken by a group of extremists dedicated to the liberation of all mutations. For too long, humankind has corrupted this planet. Now it is time for others to rule. Witness the dawn of the age of mutations. This is Audrey Timmons signing off. Ah!
I'd rather this story not be told at all, but since there's no way to prevent that, it may as well be told accurately.
Tell us what brought you and the Heat team to Miami 2 weeks ago.
We were called in by the federal government in response to reports of Skeetera attacks.
Skeetera?
A mutated mosquito. The scientific name is Aedes taeniaranchus, but my research assistant Randy dubbed it Skeetera.
What can you tell us about the origin of Skeetera?
Well, we believe she originated from the Florida Everglades, then began searching for a more populated feeding ground.
You getting this, animal?
No, I'm spying on the Spice Girl.
Animal, over here!
Hold your fire! Hold your fire! We need those buildings cleared, now!
Major Hicks? Major Hicks, what can you tell us about...
Get those cameras out of here! This is a secure area!
That giant mosquito appears to be sucking Godzilla's blood.
It's gonna itch like crazy. Talk about your growing boy.
Growing girl. Male mosquitoes don't fight.
I don't remember him breathing fire either.
Subsequent analysis of Skeetera's blood samples confirmed my theory. Ingesting mutated blood caused the creature to rapidly transform and acquire characteristics of its victims. Now, I say my theory, but it really was the result of working very, very closely with Nikki.
It must be gratifying to know that a woman of your years can still make a contribution to the scientific community.
We observed that Skeetera was slowly dehydrating itself whenever it used its newly acquired fire breath. The heat seeker was attempting to draw the creature's fire and lead it away from shore when, well, you all saw what happened.
Attention, Heat Seeker! We, the forces of scale, will no longer allow you to terrorize Mother Nature's precious children.
Who are those wackos?
It was the question on everyone's mind. Scale, or Servants of Creatures Arriving Late to Earth, is a radical splinter faction of an otherwise reputable animal rights organization. Historically, the group's tactics had been peaceful until the arrival of Alexandra Springer. Her extensive military training and vast resources transformed Scale into an unpredictable band of terrorists.
Despite Scale's efforts, Godzilla was able to subdue Skeetera by accelerating her dehydration.
Why were you interfering with Heat's efforts?
These creatures are an endangered species and deserve every protection.
I thought I told you! No cameras!
The real monsters are Heat and the military pawns who would destroy these majestic beasts.
Can you pick up what they're saying?
I can't, but let's give Mr. Shotgun Mike a try.
Oh, I can't allow you back there. My orders say authorized military personnel only. No civilians.
Major, you saw how quickly that thing absorbed Godzilla's fire-breathing power? We have to study Skeeter before exposing it to other mutations.
You've got 48 hours, Worm Guy, and then you and your little band are off Monster Island.
Get a shot of Nick. Dr. Totopoulos, where's the heat team heading now?
Oh, back to headquarters for a debriefing.
Come on, Nick. It's me.
Didn't we agree not to mix our personal and professional lives?
Miss Timmons! Miss Timmons! On behalf of Scale, I'd like to thank you for helping spread our message.
All efforts to confirm the existence of this so-called Monster Island were met with resistance.
All right, I confess. Project Monster Island is a clandestine government operation, as is Project Tooth Fairy and Project Santa Claus.
Uncovering the truth would clearly require less conventional journalistic techniques. Audrey Timmons, here in the bowels of the Heat Seeker, where my cameraman and I have just gained access.
What is that? Geraldo speak for we snuck aboard?
Shh. We won't have much time to look around.
I'm just curious to see what they've done to the place since we sent those aliens packing.
My government is equally curious.
Well, I'm not curious. I had my fill of Monster Island when it was Martian Central.
While the Heat team embarked for Monster Island, Alexandra's lawyers obtained her release. These satellite weather photos reveal that Scale's sub was secretly following the Heat Seeker. And although I didn't know it at the time, a Scale lapel pin I'd been handed actually served as a tracking device.
He was busy helping secure Skeeter on the island, so I was completely unaware of our uninvited guests. All our uninvited guests. Fortunately, one member of my team decided to inspect the island on her own.
And for the record, her name is?
Her name is not for the record.
Don't look now, but we got competition.
Animal! That's the mutant bat that leveled the Eiffel Tower!
Check this out. He's wearing some kind of high-tech Adam's apple to keep him from shrieking the whole place apart.
Over here! This is a military installation meant to house mutations. Do you realize what this means? I'm winning a Pulitzer!
They give those out in prison?
Audrey, how did
What are you trying to pull here, Worm Guy?
Major, I had no idea.
Nick had nothing to do with this. We stowed aboard the Heat Seeker.
Kill those sirens! I'm confiscating this camera.
Hey, let go, all right? Look, I'm turning it off. I'm turning
I
it
said
off.
kill those sirens. We have the intruders.
We got a situation at the command center.
Mutations forever!
For the future! Attention, Major Hicks. Scale is seizing control of this facility. The atrocities against nature's latest arrivals must end now. From this day forward, let all of Mother Earth's children roam free!
Down!
Well, isn't this cozy?
Don't these cages have a manual override?
Knock yourself out, kid.
At that point, Dr. Craven, were you frightened?
I am a professional. I am never, ever frightened.
Is that who I think it is?
Not a problem. I'll have these barriers back online in just a few You're needed elsewhere.
Don't worry about them. They'll be out for hours. More than enough time.
To do what? Get your head examined?
We're kindred spirits, Miss Timmons. Determined to accomplish our goals by any means necessary.
And what are today's goals? Beyond jeopardizing the world's population, I mean.
This planet got along just fine without Homo sapiens for billions of years. And will do so again.
Good point. Well, I gotta go.
And miss the story of the century?
Kinda hard to get it without my cameraman.
Nonsense. There are cameras everywhere.
This reporter immediately set to work, if for no better reason than to stall for time. Meanwhile, my cameraman was keeping an eye on the others.
Don't you see that you're doing more harm than good? This island may be the only safe haven for mutations in existence.
Name one species that has thrived in captivity.
Goldfish?
Nigel online? Send a distress call. Quietly.
Yo, MC Nigel's in the house, yeah, calling for help.
Up on deck, go!
MC Nigel's in the house, yeah, calling for help. Creeping fire, there's a mouse. There's lots of static in the party, really illin'. A bunch of homies that could use a little chillin'.
Oh.
Okay, the hip-hop, not my idea. Well, it was sort of my idea, but it wasn't supposed to happen right then, okay?
At that moment, events on Monster Island were reaching critical mass. The once captive creatures were engaged in a bizarre battle royale. Not surprisingly, Skeetera proved to be a force to be reckoned with. As this footage reveals, Skeetera was not only absorbing the various mutations' powers, but combining them in new and destructive ways. Fortunately, the Scale fanatics weren't the only ones conducting clandestine operations.
Who put those security barriers back online? Sector Alpha, report! Report! Who is overriding my command codes?
Miss Dupree? Miss Dupree? How about just a few words on your involvement with the Monster Island incident? Miss Dupree? The camera-shy French operative had succeeded in separating Skeetera from most of her food supply. But not all of it.
Come on! Our only hope is to sneak by those things while they're still fighting each other! I won't desert them. These creatures need to be understood, not abandoned.
Fine! You understand them! I have my heart set on surviving!
We stand together!
Hey, don't you get it? Those things don't want your help. They'd just as soon eat you for breakfast.
So be it. Take us, children! Take us, children! Feast upon me!
Now! I'm taking back my island.
First, we need to draw the creatures away from the control center.
I'll fire up the helicopter.
Oh, yeah, I got dibs on the aerial photography.
Someone needs to free those soldiers from King Cobra's cocooning gunk.
Would have thought that someone would be you.
At the time, this reporter was unaware of the Heat Team's escape. However, the tide was already starting to turn.
Hey, kid, don't you think you're a little close?
A little closer? Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna hurl.
Yeah!
While Doctors Craven and Chapman completed their own assignment, and our nameless French ally apprehended the remaining Scale fanatics, this reporter was busy trying to stay alive.
Finish the documentary, Ms. Timmons.
Watch your back, T-Man!
Yeah, right, like it can hear you up here!
At least you didn't feed on him.
Guess again, kid!
Ladies, need a lift?
This is all my fault, Nikki. I led her here.
Survival now. Recriminations later.
No! They must be protected!
The only one who needs protection is you.
I gotta get me a bug zapper like that.
No!
Stop her before she...
The military was able to apprehend Scale's forces before Ms. Springer could activate the island's self-destruct system. For the moment, the mutations are safely confined within their habitats for further study.
Miss Timmons, tell them my story. The world has a right to know! Tell them!
You mind telling me what this is?
It's a copy of Monster Island security camera footage.
I don't understand.
Your documentary isn't just news, Miss Timmons. It's a training film. Converts will witness firsthand what fierce determination can and will accomplish.
It remains to be seen whether Scale's terrorist actions will result in any policy changes. However, Alexandra Springer's story serves as a sobering reminder of how fierce but blind determination can lead to dire consequence. This is Audrey Timmons for WIDF News. There it is, my career maker. Oh, it has everything. Misguided freedom fighters, top secret installations, monsters galore, and a really cute scientist. I know it would have copped me a Pulitzer.
Would have.
Blind determination can lead to dire consequence. Some stories are better left untold.